7 minutes past the hour on Studio B, and President Obama today signed a $42 billion bill, which is designed to help millions of struggling small business owners. According to the president, this legislation is to provide tax breaks, waive certain fees, and make it easier for small businesses to start borrowing money again. The president says some $30 billion will go to banks so that they can get the credit flowing. And today, President Obama explained why he thinks this is so critical right now.
Along with the middle class, small businesses have borne the greatest brunt of this recession. You, were hit by a 1-2 punch. The downturn has meant people are spending less, so there's less demand, and the financial crisis made it difficult for small businesses to get loans.
But Republicans claim the Democrats have not done enough, and they're calling this latest plan another taxpayer bailout. With us now, the South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Shepard.
Another taxpayer bailout. How so?
Well, the people who oversee the TARP program, that oversight committee that Congress created, said that this bill that has a $30 billion pot of money to be lent will create a moral hazard because if I'm lending money that you gave me, I may not oversee it as much as if I owned the money myself. So they believe that we're going to create a $30 billion pot of money that could be lent in a kind of a risky way.
Well, how so risky?
Well, you know, it's a $30 billion pot of federal money. The federal government's going to basically back up these loans, and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, you started giving loans to people who couldn't pay them back because it really wasn't your money. The federal government was on the hook, so the people who oversee the TARP program said this is full of moral hazard. This is not the way to jumpstart the economy.
We heard the president's take on this today, his reasons for why he's doing it. Help us understand the opposition's take on this and what should be done instead.
Well, there's some good things in this bill, but I don't believe the...
Like what's good?
Well, there's some regulatory reforms, there's some tax cuts targeted for small business, but the $30 billion pot of money is really a philosophical debate. Should the federal government be setting up a fund with $30 billion to be lent by the private sector when there's not that much private sector risk? That's what got us in this mess with housing to begin with. So Republicans believe that we ought to cut taxes across the board, keep the Bush tax cuts in place, and the best way to help small businesses is help the economy in general. Don't raise tax rates on anyone right now, and that's a much better approach than what the president has chosen to do here.
Looking through the Bush-era tax cuts, which are designed to expire and will, I guess, because Congress...
Yeah, the end of the year.
Because Congress has gone home and they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Actually, everybody does still get the taxes to remain at this level. It's just everything over your first $250,000 is taxed at 39% instead of 35%. So everyone in America who pays taxes gets to continue at this tax rate. Is that not right?
No, that's not right.
How is that not right?
750,000 small businesses will be affected by increasing taxes on income over $250,000. The dividend tax breaks for owning stock, dividend interest taxes go up, capital gains rates are designed to go up. So if you make it harder to do business projects by increasing taxes, there are going to be less jobs. You can't separate tax policy from job creation, and the president doesn't. It's good to lend money to small businesses. It's not good for the federal government to set up another TARP program that's going to skew the market. The best thing we could do is extend all of these tax cuts, make sure that business knows 2 years from now what their tax rates will be, so they'll get off the sideline and invest some capital. They're very uncertain as to what to do because Congress won't give them any guidance as to what tax policy will be at the end of this year. And if the president wanted to jumpstart the economy, announce tomorrow that he's going to extend the tax cuts.
Economists have said, I think across the board really, impartial observers, that it's a lack of certainty that causes trouble for
the
businesses.
health care bill. What does it mean for your business if you employ over 50 people? What are the mandates for the employers? What kind of liability will you have by 2014? Right now, between the health care bill and the uncertainty about where the tax cuts will be extended, America is frozen in terms of investment. We need a pathway forward on energy. We need a pathway forward when it comes to knowing what our tax liability will be. And until we get this election behind us, I don't think we'll have that certainty. I predict by the end of the year, there will be a breakthrough where Democrats and Republicans extend the Bush tax cuts across the board for at least a couple of years to give certainty to the economy.
And if they do it, I bet you they do it because who wants to go home and say we're about to raise taxes, because the truth is the power that's in the party that's in power has completely lost control of the narrative. So no matter what's happened in this we're getting nothing done environment, it's your side that's gotten the narrative, and they've lost that battle with that. I mean, there's no question.
You're from Mississippi, right?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't matter how you get religion as long as you get it. So there's going to be religion on taxes, because Democrats who oppose extending the tax cuts are going to get beat, and those who are up in 2012 are going to get religion on extending taxes.
Senator Graham, it's great to see you as always.
Stay tuned.
Thank you. Oh, we will. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Now